If you are over the age of 60 and you go to bed tonight without watching this video first, you may be making a decision that costs you your life. I know that sounds extreme. I know you've heard health warnings before, but what I am about to share with you is different because this is not about disease, not about genetics, and not about bad luck. This is about something you are doing right now, tonight, in the hours before you close your eyes that is quietly setting the stage for a heart attack or stroke while you sleep. And the most terrifying part, most people who do this have no idea it is dangerous at all. They think they are relaxing. They think they are unwinding. They think they are being kind to their bodies. But according to data from the American Heart Association, nearly 50% of all fatal cardiac events in adults over 60 happen between the hours of 10 at night and 6 in the morning. Half while you sleep, while you are defenseless, while your family is in the next room. This video is going to show you exactly what those nighttime habits are, why they are so catastrophic for the aging heart and brain, and what you can do starting tonight, not next week, not after your next doctor's appointment, but tonight to dramatically reduce your risk. I'm going to give you a step-by-step protective routine before this video ends. All I ask is that you stay with me because what I reveal in the middle of this video, specifically habit number 3, is something that I believe is responsible for more silent overnight deaths in adults over 60 than almost any other factor, and it is something virtually no one is talking about. My name is Dr. James Hargrove. I am a board-certified physician with over 30 years of experience in internal medicine and geriatric health. I have sat at the bedsides of patients who survived overnight cardiac events, and I have delivered the news to families who were not so fortunate. And in all my decades of practice, one pattern kept appearing over and over again. The people who suffered heart attacks and strokes in their sleep were not always the sickest patients in my care. They were often the ones who seemed fine, the ones who ate reasonably well, who exercised a little, who took their pills most of the time. But they had a handful of nighttime habits that were silently destroying the very system meant to protect them while they rested. I am sharing this today because you deserve to know what I have seen. Most doctors do not have 12 minutes to sit down and walk you through this in the exam room, but this information is not optional. It is urgent. Here is what most people do not understand about the sleeping body after age 60. Sleep is not passive. Your cardiovascular system does not simply rest when you lie down. It shifts into a complex biological repair cycle. Your blood pressure is supposed to dip. Your heart rate is supposed to slow. Your brain is supposed to clear out toxic waste that accumulates during waking hours. When this process works correctly, sleep is the single most powerful form of cardiovascular protection your body has. But when it is disrupted, when certain habits interfere with this cycle, the result is not just poor sleep. The result is physiological chaos. Blood pressure that spikes instead of dropping. Arteries that tighten instead of relaxing. Blood that thickens instead of flowing freely. And in a body over 60 with arteries that are already stiffer, with a heart that is already working harder, that chaos can turn fatal within hours. What I'm about to reveal goes against what most people assume about sleep, and I want you to stay with me through every single one of these habits, because by the time we reach the number 1 most dangerous habit, you will understand why so many people never see it coming. Let's start with habit number 5. Eating a large or heavy meal within 2 hours of bedtime. Now, I know you have heard some version of this warning before, but I want you to understand what is actually happening inside your body. Because when you truly understand the mechanism, you will never look at a late dinner the same way again. When you eat a heavy meal close to bedtime, your digestive system demands an enormous surge of blood flow. Your stomach, your intestines, your liver, they all require increased circulation to process what you just consumed. Your heart has to pump harder and faster to meet that demand. Your blood pressure rises at the exact moment it is biologically programmed to fall. A landmark study published in the European Heart Journal followed more than 100,000 adults over multiple years and found a clear and statistically significant link between late-night heavy eating and nighttime cardiovascular events. The risk was especially elevated in adults over 60. And here is the part that never makes the headlines. Late eating dramatically worsens acid reflux in older adults. And acid reflux at night does not just cause discomfort, it can directly stimulate the vagus nerve, triggering dangerous arrhythmias and irregular heart rhythms that are far more likely to become life-threatening in an aging heart. Margaret was 67 years old when she came to my practice, complaining of fatigue and occasional palpitations at night. She ate dinner every evening around 9 p.m., usually a large meal, and went to bed around 10:30. She thought she was fine because she had never had a cardiac event. A 24-hour heart monitor told a completely different story. Her heart was showing irregular rhythms repeatedly between midnight and 3 in the morning every single night. Right when her body was trying to digest a meal too large and too late, we shifted her dinner to 6:30, lightened the portion, and within 3 weeks, her nighttime rhythms had normalized. She told me, "Dr. Harov, I had no idea I was doing that to myself every night. Most people don't. The rule is simple. Eat your last meal at least 3 hours before you go to sleep. Keep it light, keep the portions modest, your heart will work less, rest more, and survive longer." Now, let's move to habit number 4. And this one surprises almost everyone I tell it to. Going to bed, even mildly dehydrated. After the age of 60, your body's natural thirst sensation becomes significantly weaker. You can be clinically dehydrated and feel almost nothing. Many older adults also intentionally limit their fluid intake in the evening to avoid nighttime trips to the bathroom. I understand the logic, but here is the medical reality that your comfort is hiding. When you are dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and more viscous. Thick blood moves more slowly through your vessels. Slow-moving blood forms clots more easily. Now combine that with the natural slowdown of circulation that happens during sleep when your heart rate drops and blood pressure decreases, and you have created the ideal biological conditions for a clot to form, travel to the heart and trigger a heart attack, or travel to the brain and trigger a stroke. A study published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Disease found that even mild dehydration raised the risk of nighttime cardiovascular events by more than 60% in adults over the age of 55. More than 60%. From something as simple as not drinking enough water during the day. Robert was 71 years old, retired in what he considered good health. He told me proudly that he never drank water after 6 p.m. because he slept through the night and didn't want to ruin that. One morning, his wife found him unresponsive on his side of the bed. He had suffered an ischemic stroke overnight. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do it now. Every week, I release content specifically designed to help adults over 60 live longer, stronger, and more independently. Hit that subscribe button and the bell so you never miss a video. Write in the comments below, what is your age and where in the world are you watching from? I read every single comment and I love knowing that this information is reaching people who genuinely need it. Your heart won't heal itself from years of nighttime stress overnight, but it can begin recovering tonight. Start today. This is Dr. William, and I will see you in the next